Hello and good evening. My name is Sarah Smith, and I am the Minecraft coordinator at 825 Arts. This is the judging for our Haunted Hayrides competition this past Halloween. I'm really excited to get started, and I'm here with our three judges. Tyler Olson Highness, our executive director. Conrad is our fabulous youth judge, and Royce is our code expert and redstone genius. Also our Minecraft assistant, who is wonderful.
You're in a haunted house right now. Are you in a haunted house, Conrad, already? Do you just live in
Yeah,
one?
I just live here.
Sorry, Sarah, I digress. You invited me to this thing, so.
Extra spooky. I love it. So each of our teams was tasked with creating a haunted hayride based off of a wonderful lecture by guest lecturer Walker Friend, who kind of walked us through the basics of creating a haunt that's genuinely scary. You will be judging based off of 5 criteria. Those are quality. How good is the build? How much effort went into the structure? How much um, does the entire build make itself something that is clearly effortful and strong? Next, you'll be judging on creativity and uniqueness. Your structure is unique and clearly uses artistic creativity that sets it apart from others. Next, you'll judge on clarity of theme. Does the structure have a clear theme? Do the builds relate to that theme? Is it scary? That's a big one for Halloween. Is it scary?
That's all still that fourth criterion. Is it
Yep.
scary?
Yep. And then authenticity. Is this build memorable and distinct? Does it incorporate something that was learned in the lecture or personal research? Is it a place you'd want to visit in real life? And is it iconic in some way? I'll take us to our first build, which is by player Nazca2B and starts here. So it appears this builder has definitely gone for a open air theme.
Mhm. And an on fire theme. Okay.
Very on fire. I'm gonna get myself a minecart here. And we'll give it a ride. Now, Royce, a lot of our players have opted to use a railroad or oh
We're going. Oh, we're
a
going.
minecart
I
to pull you
apologize.
through.
You're going the wrong way.
Oh, I am? Oh
Yep.
no. Well, I'm glad you caught me.
Don't go through the fire that way, Sarah.
Oh no. Well, that's a good catch. I'm glad you pointed it
Just
out.
put this into the air too. Is that part of the ride? No, you're
I
just
guess.
It's been a minute since I played Minecraft. Okay, here we
Oh
go.
yeah.
Whoa. All right.
Falling.
Scary.
Oh. Now we're in a swamp.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ah, into the ground. Oh, what are these levers? Ah, don't tell me. Don't tell. I'm getting the experience. Whoa. Whoa. Down, down. Oh, I wanted to fall for like 10 minutes longer. Up we go. Out of it.
oh no.
Ah,
No.
and
There.
cart.
I'm fixing it.
Okay.
Hold on.
We just fly out of our own cart. That's scary. Flying out of the car of the roller coaster is a terrifying thing.
And now going the wrong way.
Ah! No, we have to go back through it. Okay,
And now
wait.
we're launched back up. Okay. Very disorienting.
Great. Up we go. Up we go. Whoa. Yeah, we're seeing like all the strata of Minecraft here too. Okay. And back in the jungle. And up. And up. Okay. Ooh, it's sunset. Oh, we're going to the black tunnel. Ah. Oh, now we're on fire. Oh. And now we're in the darkness and we're on fire again. What is even happening here? This is a just a tunnel of fire. Okay, great. And whoo, did we make it? We made it
Go
all
back
the
to
way
start.
back. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. That was a ride.
Very much so.
Yeah.
All right. So starting with our criteria, I'm going to
Yeah.
take a minute and pull up our spreadsheet.
Uh-huh.
Um, so entry number 1 for Nazca 2B. Let's start with creativity and uniqueness. How are we feeling? Out of 10 is how we're going to rank these.
I thought it was really fun how it just used the world itself, right? It just used like up and down, right? And like sent you down into the ground and then further into the ground. So I really enjoyed like that. I wouldn't have considered doing that, like just using the actual environment of Minecraft to make it scary. So I thought that was pretty unique.
I would say 4
All right.
because I've seen a lot of other roller coasters in Minecraft, kind of like it.
Mm, mm. Okay, great.
So it's definitely the uniqueness and the fact that it's in like this world. But to me, it's just nothing crazy. So for like 4.
And
Great.
Royce?
Okay, what is the score out of again?
10.
Okay. Yeah, I think a 4 seems about right.
All right.
It was very fast paced throughout. I think I would have liked a little bit more variation in like the speed of travel.
Totally. Yeah, I give it a 5. Like there was enough novelty for me as a not super Minecraft player. Um, but I agree with Royce. I wanted it was just like go and you went. Yeah.
All righty. Then moving on to quality. Um,
So 10.
all right. 10 from Conrad.
No, no, not 10. I was asking if it's still out of
Oh,
10.
yes, out of 10. Sorry, I was like, wow, right after
No,
that.
I'd give it for quality. I'd give it a 6 because back to what Roy said, like I would have liked it. It was a little slower at some points, but overall, I thought it was pretty good. So 7 on
Mm.
quality.
Wait, a 6 or a 7?
7. My
All
bad.
right.
Did I say 6
You're
at first?
I'll go with a 7 as well. There was a good use of levers to make sure that all of the tracks were powered, but I think um yeah, I think like using a little bit less powered rails could have been effective as well.
mm,
Mhm. Um, like this, I'd say, like a 6 probably for me. I mean, it felt like it was a big scale. It wasn't, it was so that I enjoyed. Um, but it was a lot of the same. Even though the environments were different, it didn't feel like what felt different was the world of Minecraft and not necessarily things they had built in that world.
mm. All right. That brings us to authenticity. Is this build memorable and distinct? Does it incorporate something from the lecture? Is it a place you'd want to visit? Is it iconic in some way?
I think the fire makes it iconic to me. Like that fire ending with that big black tunnel and that kind of stuff, like that, like drops it into iconic territory. Like is the whole thing iconic? I don't know, but like that, I mean, even just sitting here looking at that in your kind of like pause screen, like that feels pretty like I'm like, oh yeah, did you all go on the fire roller coaster in the sky? Like I would 100% go on this roller coaster in real life. So that's where so I'd say like a good, yeah, solid 7.
I'd give it a 6. I like the fire is pretty recognizable, and the drop was I think actually done pretty good for like a drop in roller coasters in Minecraft. But once again, I just don't know like if it's how it's gonna stack against the other builds. So I feel like a 6 feels right.
Mm,
Um, I'll give it a 5.
Okay. That brings us to theme.
I'm gonna give this one a 2. I feel like it wasn't scary, and like if there's a thing I'm looking, again, not being a Minecraft expert, but having done and created and been a part of lots of things that are scary, I would say like I didn't get a lot of scary or creepiness in this. Um, so I come in like that was lower on the scary scale. It was fun. I don't know if it was scary.
I think I'd give it a 3 because I will say it's kind of hard to make stuff scary in Minecraft without like heavy redstone use and stuff and like commands. So for what it is, I think it's good. I would also give it a 3 because that is like theme, and I don't really think this ride like there's the fire at the end, but I think when you can compare the beginning to the end, it doesn't really have a clear theme to me. So I think a 3 is appropriate.
I agree with 3. Like the only like aspects of the ride outside of just the tracks is the fire and then the obsidian. I feel like there could be a little bit more in that regard for like the environment of the roller coaster.
Hmm.
I give it a 6 because I feel like everything they did was done pretty well. Like all like the effects that they used and like construct the way it was built, I think was done well. Once again, my only complaint is that it should have definitely been a little slower. So I would give it a 6.
Okay. That brings us
Yeah.
to Royce.
Yeah, I gave it a 7, like also specifically for the speed issues. Um, but I really do like how it was definitely not as fast as it could have been. I think that's good.
All right. That brings us to authenticity.
Solid 9 from me. Yep. Big dragon, like yeah, I feel like I would for sure visit in real life. Uh very iconic. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it. I'd actually give it a 10 because I think that the way it was like I feel like the especially like the start of the ride is pretty memorable and then the cage is pretty memorable. And I don't think I've ever seen a ride in Minecraft quite like it, so definitely pretty authentic. So yeah, I feel like it deserves a 10 in authenticity for me.
Nice.
Yeah. Um, I gave it an 8 because I feel like it kind of blends in with theme a little bit, but I really like how everything like ties together and tells a story. Yeah.
I will say now that you've all given your scores for authenticity, I really this build has stuck in my brain really well since the competition. I keep going back and being like, man, that dragon was cool.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see. And now we come to theme.
Yeah, I thought yeah, solid 5, 6, I think for me. Um, it was like I don't think of, when I think of like haunted houses or hayrides or whatever, I don't think necessarily like dragons and fantasy, but the parts of it that were meant to be scary, like the things in cages in its stomach and like the jack-o'-lantern and the fire, like that all felt really like really well thought out, and I could see being scary if I was like riding it in real life. So yeah, I'd say a 6.
I'd go with a 7 just because I would agree with Tyler on like all that scary stuff, but just a 7 because I feel like it does have like a really clear theme for what it is, but I'm not sure how well it matches like the Haunted Hayride theme. So I think it's good. It's just like a 7.
Yes. Also, I want to reiterate that a big part of theme is it scary? Or does it somehow achieve like a creep factor?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Or even just like a spook factor?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I'll go back to the cage. Like now I'm thinking about that cage a lot. I'm like, what's that cage for? Right. So like that puts it into the creepy world for me. Whereas like just the dragon, I'd be like, oh, but then like there's that cage. I'm like, what is this? So yeah.
Mhm.
And Royce?
So I gave it a 10. It's blending with the authenticity score, but I really like how like even though the materials don't really match, like I liked how like the tail, like the movement of the cart is also kind of like unnerving, like the movement of the minecart. Um Also, I feel like maybe the snake kidnapped the people from the cage. I don't know.
Mm. Mm.
Um, yeah.
Good
Yeah, super
vibes.
super cool build.
Let's see. I'm going to take a moment and tally us here. Our next build is going to be Best Builders Ever is the team by Rosalind and Griffin called Underwater Thriller.
Mm.
I think I saw this one, but I didn't get to ride it.
They had some interesting build efforts made during construction. They used sponges to hollow out or dry up their underwater portions.
Ah, love
I
it.
thought that was really cool because it mimics historic build practices. All right, so here we go. We've got some wither skulls, and
Oh,
we're off.
sorry.
Yeah, that's all good.
Ooh.
So underwater.
Mm. Mm.
And we are back at the start.
Ah, okay.
Something I'd like to add is that there's actually elder guardians in the water outside of the glass,
Yeah,
and if you like
Oh,
move slowly through the tunnel, you can actually like hear and see them, and it is kind of spooky.
ooh, I see.
yeah. I remember seeing them. I just
Oh, good catch, Royce. Okay, yeah, I totally missed that. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
those
this scary,
not
angry
just
fish.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna start off and just say I'm gonna give it a 7 because from what I saw, I've definitely seen other underwater rides in Minecraft before, but on this specific server and particularly this build competition that I know of, I haven't seen any other. So I'll give it a 7 for uniqueness in that sense.
Yeah, I think I also would give it a 7. I like the fact that they included the path up there, the walk of on the path. I think that was like really distinct. And yeah, and just like the water, yeah, the water is like novel and fun, and the monsters out in the water. So yeah, 7 for me too.
Royce?
Um, yeah, I'd give it a 7 as well.
Sevens across the board. All right, that brings us to quality.
I'll say again, like I've never seen in Minecraft like these glass walls used to kind of like build through the water. So from my respect, yeah, I think again, like a 7.
I'm gonna give it an 8 because for what it is, I think it's really good. Once again, my only like real issue with it is speed. And as someone who has like experience building Minecraft roller coasters, I would say that getting like the speed down is really the hardest part. So I don't blame them for just throwing powered rails everywhere. So I'd say what I say, 7?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or at 8. You said 8. Do you
Yeah,
want me to
8.
switch it to
That's
7?
that's yeah. No, 8, 8.
All right. All right.
Um,
Royce?
and then I gave it a 4. Specifically for like the use of powered rails. There's so many of them, and there's redstone torch. There's a lot of redstone torches, and yeah, makes it kind of hard to see the monsters.
Hmm. All right, that brings us to authenticity.
I say 8. Just like a straight up 8. I think it's pretty unique, pretty iconic for especially this build battles particularly. I give it an 8.
Yeah, I give it a 7. Yeah, I like the kind of like multiple pieces. I like the path. I think for similar reasons, like I would definitely go on a roller coaster underwater. Yes, are you kidding me? So for sure.
All right. Royce?
Well, I gave it a 7 as well. I'd like a little bit, maybe some more like decoration related to like aquariums or like fish themed.
Mm,
Um, but other than that, like I did enjoy like the Elder Guardians and the sounds that they made as well.
mm. All right. And finally, our last criteria. Theme.
I'll say yes. I couldn't hear the sounds, but it seemed like they had an impression. So it seemed like they were using the tools they had to make it spooky. And again, I liked all the set dressing and the approach too. I think that helped with it here. So I'm gonna give that a solid 6.
6. All right. Conrad.
Mm, I would give it a 7 just because I feel like it's more scary than spooky. Because I think
Mm,
like being underwater in like a glass tube, that's more scary than spooky. And the monsters I think are more scary than spooky. But I think as a theme, it does really well. Just once again more scary than spooky. So I feel like 7.
mm. Such is the life. Royce?
Yep, I think I already gave them a 7 for them.
All right. This brings us to our final build. Wah,
Da, da, da.
I know what one this is.
which is named Kyrie's Haunted Jungle.
Yep, remember that.
And this one's kind of dark, so I'll give you night vision.
Yeah,
Thank
that's why
you.
I remember that.
All right. Oh, and this one's got a cart dispenser, so I don't need to place a cart.
The rails maybe broke there.
Ah, well, that's all right.
I will say this one goes pretty fast from what I remember.
Well then, I think maybe we lost a powered rail here. So I'm gonna really
Yeah.
quick.
I would just start just grab a powder.
There we go. Apologies for the breakage. Here we go. Okay.
Ooh,
Wow.
Whoa. Uh,
I will say when we go back through, there's a lot of signs that are pretty hard to read,
Hmm.
uh-huh.
or at least a couple.
Blue tunnel. Wow.
Oh, there we go.
Path of fire. Oh, there's another sign there I lost. Ooh, wall.
That's it.
Yep.
It's the end.
All right. So
Whoa.
now I'll walk us back to the front and give us a slow walkthrough as we talk judging.
Great.
Initial thoughts?
I like that it was nice and long. Felt like a long experience, which I think like part of like the dread of a good haunted house, I think is you're like, you don't know when it's going to be over. And so I liked that aspect that it kind of leaned into kind of being a long program.
Yeah. Let's see. So we've got signs here and here that say, get ready to scream and spooky time.
Oh, okay.
I will say initially they had a block here, so you were compressed down as you rode through, and then this
Mhm.
tunnel was full of monsters. It
Oh.
appears that they've escaped.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, that
Um,
added a lot of spookiness.
yeah. And this says getting tighter.
Uh-huh.
Now we have tighter, super tight.
From what I remember, I thought there were two other signs there, but I'm not sure. Maybe they would. They
These
could have got.
builders and another group of builders, I believe, were either siblings or friends and had to be dissuaded from TNT use.
Mhm.
Ah,
All right, so
that's
now
neat.
Path of Fire.
Okay. I'll
The
share
Path of Fire.
my favorite thing is TNT Minecraft.
Yes.
Um,
We've mostly turned off griefing, but you can blow up your own stuff. So
So it says
On
on water.
water.
Yeah.
Turn. Ooh, good view of the Elder Guardians in the other build.
Mm-hmm.
Rose bushes.
Ooh, which can
And
be
then
spooky.
we're at the end.
And right.
Alrighty. Got this huge on fire forest here
Uh-huh.
to our start. Okay. So that brings us to our judging.
Yeah. Creativity and uniqueness, I'll jump in on that and just say, like, I think it was um I saw them use things that other people hadn't used as far as scariness. So that was cool. I mean, that feels like the approach to scary in all of them felt really different. So like this, that kind of like shrinking tunnel, that was like a really fun effect. And like all the signs, which kind of like lets your imagination get going. So yeah, I think a good 7 for
7.
create. Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm just an 8 because I definitely agree with
8.
the tunnel thing, and then the fact that I know that there were mobs in the tunnel is good because I was actually surprised none of the other builds really used mob. There was the guardians and the in the underwater one, and I guess there was the armadillos and the villager that were in a cage in the dragon one. But or else I don't think there was really a good use of mobs for like scare or spooky factor.
Yeah.
So and then well it's not necessarily uniqueness, but like the fire, like the forest of fire, like I thought that was done really well in a unique way, especially with the blue flames.
Mm. Rice?
Yeah, I really do like how they implemented a few different scary like themes into the entire ride.
Mhm.
I gave it a 7 as well.
Oh,
That brings us to quality.
I give it a 6 because once again it's just like the speed stuff, but like the other effects that were used, like just outside of speed, I think it was really good. And yeah, just like the speed and like the use of signs, that was good because I don't think there were really signs on any of the other rides, at least like during the ride. So I thought that was cool, but I just wish it was a little slower so you could read them.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, agreed. I think for quality, I'd give it a like a 6. I felt like the places where it was really clear they built the environment around it were great, but it didn't feel that was I compare it to like the dragon, which like the whole thing was built around it. This was using the Minecraft world, but I didn't think it used it as effectively as the first one. So
Mm.
yeah, I think a solid 6.
Right. Conrad, you were a 6 as well, or a 7? I can't
That was a
remember.
6.
Okay, perfect. And Rice?
Okay. I give it a 7. I think like I took another look at it and it looks like they really tried to make it go slower. Like there's long sections of the track where there aren't any powered rails at all. Um so I think they really tried their best to make it so that the signs would be readable. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely add on to that and say that it's really hard to get speed right with rails in Minecraft, especially without using like mods or commands or anything. Like it can be difficult in base Minecraft because they're not really designed for roller coaster. They're designed for like mines. Uh,
One of the things I was noticing is that they used rapid turns, which speed you up, but
mm-hmm.
at a lighter degree than powered rails do, in order to generate some of their speed, I think to moderate that a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's smart.
Yeah, that was cool to see.
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to authenticity.
I'd give it a 7, mainly because of the forest. I think the forest for me was the best part of it. I think it was I think that was pretty iconic. Like just the way it was set up, it was done really well. I think so. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, I'd say that the shrinking tunnel puts it in 7 territory for me. Yep, for sure. That was very unique. Like I'll remember that one for sure.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8. I I yeah, the shrinking tunnel, especially if it would be filled with monsters, like that is
Yeah.
yeah.
Sarah, I have a board meeting right now.
Yes, we are one category away
Hey,
from being done. If you want to
I
give
don't know.
me your last score and run, and then the final verdict will be a surprise to you.
so for spookiness on this one, again, I think like with the shrinking tunnel and note, it was like populated with like creeps in there. I feel like a good yeah, a good 8, I think. I would give this for scariness. Yep, totally. There
Thanks
you
so
go.
much for judging with us, Tyler.
Bye.
All right, Conrad, what's your verdict
All
on
right,
theme?
to finish off with theme, um, I don't think the ride itself has a really strong theme, and I wouldn't say it's really it has scary elements, wouldn't say spooky elements. So I think I would give it a 5. Might sound a little harsh, but I feel like it falls short in that category.
I think I'm gonna give it a 6. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but I feel like it's missing something that would really help.
I feel like it just needs like a more like solid like kind of theme because like I think it would have been cool if they did like with the shrinking tunnel they did kind of like a less traditional thing with like a kind of like scary maybe circus or like Wonderland idea, but then it
Mm,
completely switches into the forest of fire at the end, which like I said I really liked. I just don't think it really has a defined like definite theme.
yeah.
All right. Then with that, I think that brings us to our final score tally. I'll take a moment and crunch some numbers. Royce will help me, and then we'll announce who won. So for our individual winners, we have Nazca 2B coming in with 59 points, B Bomber coming in with 97 points, Tyree coming in with 82 points, making B Bomber our first place winner for the individual category. That leaves Best Team Ever with 82 points to take our team winner title. Congratulations to all our builders who really knocked our socks off and had a bunch of fun. Um, I hope for our judges that you guys had as much fun judging as I did getting to watch you judge and explore all these builds.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for lending me your time, and I appreciate you greatly. To all you watching from home, goodbye as I shut off this recording.